right. So it all started actually in March 2012. This is the first picture we have from the first event in March 22nd with James Coplien. And at that time, I just tried it out. Will this work? A conference every day, year round? I didn't know. Since we didn't have a clue, we were totally lost. But we thought this might work. And so everything was based on intuition at that time. Just, or what you call it also, your atomic feeling, or, well, guts feeling. Yeah, that's right. It's lucky me that there are many people who speaks English here. So, yeah. So we did our grand opening when we actually saw that this will work. It worked. So then we have our grand opening in August 27th, 2012. That's why we are celebrating it here now, today. So, and we had a very good presenter at that time, 6 years ago. And we will see a video clip because that guy actually understood what we did, but we didn't know what we did. So, right, you understand what I said, yeah, okay. All right, let's do this.
Right, so what are we optimizing for with learning? With practice, we're optimizing for repeatability, for performance. With learning, we're optimizing for versatility, adaptability. We're optimizing to be able to do things that we couldn't do before. So what do we need to learn? How do I know what I want to learn next? How do I know what is the next most useful thing I can learn? I'll give you a clue. The answer's in plain sight. How do I learn what I want to learn next? Anyone?
What you want to learn.
Oh, very deep. No. Pardon?
Learn about learning.
Ha 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 ha. How do I learn what I want to learn? I learn what I want to learn. The answer's there, right? So I need to go and find out what things there is possible to learn. And so, therefore, Foo Café, right? Where do I learn stuff? I learn stuff by hanging out with people way smarter than me and going, whoa, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to go and take a look at that next. When do I get to do that? I get to do that at conferences. I'm really lucky that I'm a loudmouth, because loudmouths get invited to conferences, so I get to go to a lot of conferences. Why do I go to conferences? I love talking. No, I love meeting people and sharing ideas, and I love learning. Okay? So I get an opportunity to go to conferences. Now, not everyone gets an opportunity to go to conferences. Conferences are expensive, they involve travel, they involve time away from work. What if you had a conference that was on all year round? What if at any point you could rock up and it would be like a conference? Okay? And I think Michael's quite a clever guy, because that's exactly what he's done. So right now I'm second order ignorant. I don't know what I don't know. I can come along to a Foo Café and two things will happen. The first thing is I will become first order ignorant. I will discover all sorts of things that I don't know, and I'll choose some that I want to know. Now I'm just ignorant of those things. Okay? Right now the thing I'm ignorant of is Go language. I'm very excited about Go. I don't know why, it just really appeals. So do a bunch of other things though, so shiny toys. But so Foo Café, I come along and I discover all these things that I don't know about, and then, but the next day, and the next week, it's a conference. It's a conference, it's a conference, it's a conference. So that means that then I have this facility where I can come and learn that thing. I have a continuous, deliberate learning opportunity. Bloody hell, the man's a genius.
That was 6 years ago. Since then, we have done 2,048 events. So it's close to one event per day. Close to, but yeah. So when we sat at the kitchen table back at Esther's place and thought about this, so what was our ambition? So yeah, it was quite easy. Make it easy for geeks to meet. That's it. And our strategy to get there was, first of all, everybody's welcome. To support user groups was also very, very important. Make it easy for them to meet, to get together. It's also important to have a neutral ground where you don't feel any pressure for any yeah, marketing or other bullshit. So just get together and learn from each other. So sharing knowledge is the shit. And we also, very important thing, content attracts the right people. Always. So this event actually is quite different from the rest of the event we are doing, because tonight you are here to celebrate Foo Café, which I'm really, really happy to. And some of you are interested in the community part. But the rest of our events is only attracted people that has an interest to that topic of the evening. All right, so our goal was, yeah, it's the same as our ambition to make it easy for geeks to meet and to make the industry pay for it. Of course. Yeah. So, and our result, the geeks got it. The industry didn't. Tough shit. So it was kind of hard in the beginning. Okay, it's still hard, but right. But it was really hard in the beginning. So we thought we need to clarify what happens at an event, and that's kind of why do we need to do that? All right, because yeah, I don't know really, but we had to do that. Yeah. And just to make Johan happy. So yeah, the sales guy. So, yeah. All right. So what happens at an event? All right. So people get a new job, a new colleague, a new client, a new idea, knowledge, friends, good time, experience, etc. What? Pizza, yeah, and beer, yeah. I didn't mention that one, right? Because that's just the glue, yeah, more or less. And this is on the short term. We got all these things on short term. What do we get on long term? We get new companies. We have seen new companies created at Foo Café. We have seen better products from people that attend to Foo Café and working on product companies. We have seen better competitiveness. Okay, my English is quite bad, but you understand it, what you said. So yeah, right. Okay. And of course, we get free competence development. And it also makes it, for us, easier to do good shit. Like teaching kids programming. What do we need to make that happen? We need volunteers. We need mentors that could teach kids programming. We have started Hack Your Future thanks to Bara, our mighty Bara, who runs Hack Your Future, where we teach newcomers programming so they could get a job instead of just feeling what the fuck is wrong with this country. I mean, I'm going here for years and years and years and nothing happens. So, and that's why we started Hack Your Future, so we could actually get them a job. First, we just give them a profession as a web developer, and we do that over 6 months for free. Thanks to you guys that supports us to make this happen. And that's some of the things we are doing. And eventually, after a few years, the industry start to get it, what we actually are doing. So got this quote. So Tech Focus in Skåne, or Scania in English, has moved from Lund to Malmö thanks to Foo Café. And that was said by Jonas Hansson, he's the CIO at Access Communication. And Access Communication is based in Lund. So they are quite, what the fuck happened here? This is not fun anymore. Yeah. And this all, we are able to do this, everything, is thanks to our partners. companies that actually think that this is a good thing for Malmö. And they make it possible for us to do what we are doing every day, year round. Right. So, what's the secret? There is no secret. It's actually we just treat people as humans. Everybody is welcome. So fun to see you all here. We are just enjoying our time, and this is so fun, and we love it. So I will show you some a clip, second clip from the our grand opening with Dan North. So to get everything.
Zen Buddhism has a thing called a koan. A koan is a question, a puzzle. Usually it's a puzzle with an impossible answer, or with no answer, or with an ambiguous answer, or where the answer does. The point of a koan isn't the answer. The point of a koan is the mental struggle you have with the question itself. And it's the journey you go on when you puzzle with this question. And what the koan leads to, and the koan is usually handed from a Zen master to a Zen student, a Zen novice, the koan leads to a thing called satori. And satori is a sudden moment of enlightenment. Okay? The Western translation of satori is a face palm. It's like, oh, that's the sound of one hand clapping. Okay? No, so there's all these different koans, and there's famous koans like, what's the sound of one hand clapping? Well, it's a bit of a silly question. That's the sound of, doesn't really make much sound at all. But then when you have two hands, oh, where does the clap come from then? If neither one carries half a clap, where does the clap come from? And when you start digging into something like the one hand clapping koan, you realize that actually it's teaching you that some things, the sum isn't just greater than the parts, it's different from the parts. No single hand can make a clap sound, but two hands together can make a clap sound. No single hand can make part of a clap sound. Clapping is a thing that only happens with two hands. My satori moment with this was pair programming. What's the sound of one hacker coding, right? It's normally, oh crap, I'm out of root beer. But you know, two people pair programming aren't two people pair programming. It's a pair of people pair programming. They're doing a different thing. Right, I had this real moment with that. There's loads of these, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, he's a good presenter, so yeah. You can watch it, it's on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it anytime. It's called Deliberate Learning by Dan North, so yeah, it says there, so yeah, in the text there, so, yeah. All right, so the key is actually to respect and include everybody. That's all what we do, actually, every day, year round. And that's so important. And it's harder than you think it is, because, yeah. But it's fun as well. Because when people are coming to us, they are exiting their comfort zone. So everybody has a comfort zone. It could be work, home, family, friends, and so on. That's your comfort zone. And then when you are exiting this one and comes to Foo Café, you are outside your comfort zone. So our job is to get people in the comfort zone as quick as possible. And that is something we have worked on for 6 years, to get that better and better for every event we are doing. Because it's super nice to see geeks coming in here for a geeky event, and everybody is super silent in the beginning. And then when we have a break for pizza and beer, everybody's talking with each other. We have to kick them out like 3 hours after that, because they can't stop talking and they can't stop mingling, because even though they hate mingle, they just fucking hate it. but they do that here because we are able to create a comfort zone for them. So that's what we are doing every day. All right. So the power of the committed community is a community, as you know, could be your job or your family or where you're living or the country you're living in or the religion you belong to, or there could be many different things. But a committed community, it's some invention we have done here. What we mean with the committed is that you actually, this is something you opt into. You don't have to belong here. You opt into it, like to a programming user group, for instance. That's something I'm interested in this. I like this. I would like to be part of this. I would like to share knowledge. I would like to learn from each other. And that's something you are committed to. There's no one who is forcing you to it. Like work, it's not really forced, but you have to do work because otherwise you can't pay your rent and so on. That's also a community. But this community here is totally free, totally. And that's why we call it committed community. So I asked several of our speakers which we have had here at Foo Café about to send us a video greetings on this topic. And I got 3 replies that said yes, of course. It is from Cape Town, San Francisco, and London. I also got a super cool answer from one of the guys, Allende Rajayen. Is there anyone who knows who that is? Anyone? Yeah, some. He's doing some. He's working on .NET, and he has done several open source projects, and he is also behind a database called RavenDB, and he's done tons of talks to the community. And he said to me, "I'm sorry, Michael, I don't have anything to add to this topic." What the fuck? He's done hundreds of talks at communities, but he said, "No, I don't know anything," because he just, when he comes in and share knowledge, he just do that just because that's just natural for him. So this is not a big thing. It's just be as you are. All right. So the first one is from Aslam Khan from Cape Town.
Congratulations, Foo Café, 2048 days. Wow, that's really something. I was there for 1024. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. It's me again, unfortunately, Aslam, sitting in the cold, wet, rainy Cape Town. I've been thinking about what makes Foo Café so successful. It's got to be about creating a place for communities. Communities have got to be the strangest things. We go to a community because we actually want to meet people like us. However, the strength of the community is in having people not like us. The only thing common in a community is one objective, one common thought, one thing that we want to learn. But we learn because it is diverse. We learn because there are people there that make us look at the same thing through different lenses, through different eyes. And that is the joy of a community. It helps us grow by learning, by giving, by sharing in equal quantities from the way we give and receive. It's an amazing thing that happens. Let's not stop doing that. Let's continue doing that for another 2048 days. And for me, that is the power of a community. Let us be good, kind, and embrace the diversity in all of us. Keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on sharing. Congratulations, Michael. Congratulations to everyone at Foo Café, and keep on giving us a place to have strong, powerful communities. Manjla.
Yeah, he didn't get that right. It's the part of the number of events or days, but it's almost we have been here more than 2048 days, but it's close to 2048. So they're like 2,300, I think, something like that. So, yeah. Anyway, it was really nice of him to give us this greeting. The next one is from Erik Meijer in San Francisco.
It's incredible to realize that Foo Café is turning 6 this month and that we are already celebrating its 2 to the power 11 event. That is a density of over 0.9 talks per day in those 6 years. That surely is an impressive achievement. From the several times I had the honor of performing at Foo Café, I was touched every single time by the incredible sense of community that Michael and his team are generating via the Foo Café concept. Community is defined as a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. Hence, an essential ingredient of a vibrant community are curious people who are excited to share their learnings with their peers. To effectively communicate ideas, you have to be creative about packaging the content of your presentation such that others can most easily understand your insights and learnings. Hopefully, in turn, this will inspire the members of the community to explore new ideas and share them as well. This creates a virtuous circle that fosters a strong community that progressively becomes healthier and more powerful over time. To add my contribution to the Foo Café community feedback loop, I'd like to share 3 books that I've been reading recently. One is about better understanding the people side of my job, one is to help improve my business execution, and last but not least, a technical book to keep my core knowledge about our field up to date. The topic of what everybody is saying is nonverbal communication. How can we better utilize our limbic system, or sometimes called our dinosaur brain, to become better communicators and more compassionate human beings? The recent book, Measure What Matters, explains via lots of real-world stories how you can use OKRs, objectives and key results, to effectively turn your ideas into execution. Without execution, it doesn't matter how great your ideas are. They will die on the vine. And last not but least, Deep Learning with Python gives a no-nonsense and gentle introduction to deep learning and neural nets. This is a topic that will affect every one of us sooner rather than later. Every programmer should at least have a basic understanding of this topic, and this book is a great way to get started. Please stay hungry and stay foolish, and I hope to see you all soon at another Foo Café event. Bye bye, and congratulations to Michael and his team.
Yep. And the final one is from Dan North.
Hi, my name's Dan North and I want to tell you a story. The story of Foo Café. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who lived in Malmö and his name was Michael Tiberg. Michael was an interesting character because he was very curious. He liked thinking about things and he liked talking to people who thought about things. And so he figured he wanted to build a community. And that community would be a community of curious people who also like to explore things. And then he could share ideas with them. And he did this, and he figured a really good way to do this would be to build a conference. Now, organising a conference is hard work, and he did it, and he called it Urdev, and it was a very successful conference, and it ran year after year. But what he found with the conference is it only ran once a year. And so that meant that for 11 months of the year, people were sad. And for 1 month of the year, they were super happy. And then they were sad again. And he thought about conferences and he said, why do I like conferences so much? He said, the reason I like conferences so much is all the collaboration. We bring people together and they spend time together and they apply all their creativity and they come up with crazy ideas and they build things. And the great thing is that I attract people who have compassion. And so that means they build things that are going to really impact their communities. And I think that's a great thing. And so what that means is that they're going to make a contribution and that goes back to their community. And he thought, what if I could do this all year round? That would be wonderful. And so he invented Foo Café. And now the people were happy every month of the year. Foo Café happens all the time. And that was 6 years ago. And so I just want to say, happy birthday, Foo Café. And you're 6 years old today, and may you continue for many, many more years building a committed community. And congratulations to Michael Tiberg and his team for all their hard work. Bye now.
So apparently we do something right. So.